That's right. A very good evening to each and every one of you, wherever you're joining us from tonight. Let's fight. We trust that you guys are great. We trust that you guys are well. We trust that you guys are wonderful tonight. So you better sit back, strap yourselves in. We got a lot to share with you, wonderful folks. This evening, pace and power. We're happy that so many of you are with us. Evelina Whitaker, Donald George, Debbie Collins, you wonderful folks are here. You're outside. Good to see you, Debbie and Janet, Evelina. Good to have you, Andrew Cuthbert. Yolanda Thomas is here with us as well. Great to have you, Yolanda. Pace and power. Pace and power. As you come on, folks. Look how many of you have joined us already. As you come on, share the live, smash that emoji button as well. Good folks, we are ensuring that we share to all the valid, credible places. Good folks, that we are shared to all the valid and credible places. Good to have all of you, as we said, on the live tonight. Lots to get through, lots to share with you guys, and you in the right place. We share it our end too. Believe it or not, that's why I see my eyes darting. You know, that's why I see my eyes darting, folks. We share. We share as well. You gotta be looking all over the place, folks. Shandel Moses, Dexter Thomas, we see you there. Dan Fordyce, we see you there as well. And all the other people, Violet Credible, Sherlyn Juicy Tendry, Erwin, Don, we see you there as well. Good to have you folks on the live. Y'all know how we say it, good folks. Good to have all of you on the live tonight, and wherever you all are joining us from. We are happy. Ring the bell one more time for Vina Man. Good to have you folks here with us. Share that live. Smash that emoji button, good folks. Come on board and partner with us as well, folks. Partner with us as well. Yep. Unfortunately, we're at that time of the month. Bills gotta be paid. You know what happens, folks. Here's how you can partner with us.
Yes, you can help us to keep going by partnering with us through your contributions. And it's easy. Send us a daily, weekly, or monthly donation, whichever is most convenient to you. Cash App at $ in the ring 592, Zelle and PayPal in the ring 592 at gmail.com, or WhatsApp us on 627-6963 for how to contribute via MoneyGram and Western Union and for MMG payments. Want to keep getting the best in the ring? Yes, you can help us to keep going by partnering with us through your contributions. And it's easy. Send us a daily, weekly, or monthly donation, whichever is most convenient to you. Cash App at $ in the ring 592, Zelle and PayPal in the ring 592 at gmail.com, or WhatsApp us on 627-6963 for how to contribute via MoneyGram and Western Union.
And that's how you do it, good folks. That is precisely how you do it. I see Ann Mitchell says, I'm on board in the ring. Good to have all of you on the live tonight. You know where we're starting from, folks? We are starting from Region 10. Region 10 is the action region. That's why I like them. Folks, y'all know Irfan Ali was in Hururu just over the weekend. Last weekend, that is. Yeah. He heard we were going, and he ran out, and he ran in. But after you folks hear Regional Chairman Darren Adams, a press statement he put out today, Ali going to run him back. If he not already crawling back, Ali is going to run him back, folks. Again, welcome to the program. Welcome in the ring tonight. Happy and delighted that all of you folks are here with us. He was in the region talking to you, but the catfish. He was in the swimming. He's swimming. The region there, set of promises. People didn't believe a word he said. People didn't believe a word he said, folks. And Darren Adams, the able chairman, Regional Democratic Council Region 10, put out a statement today, folks, on that visit. Take a look and take a listen. That's the opener tonight. Do we have it? That's the opener. That's the opener tonight.
Years since the APNU plus AFC-led regional government recommended to the administration via a detailed report the needs of the people of the Berbice River, Region 10 communities. We are heartened by the commitments made by His Excellency President Irfan Ali to the residents of the Berbice River at his recent meeting with them in the community of Hururu, where he committed to addressing several issues raised by regional leaders on behalf of the people of those communities 3 years ago. Indeed, it seems so long ago that the representation was made by the RDC for the establishment of a Community Development Council, CDC, at Ibini, when councillors and myself met with the residents there and the Tushao. That we are relieved today that this request will apparently finally be fulfilled. We are concerned that as representatives of the people, we brought these to the attention of the government, but they failed to act. Clearly, this is undermining local democracy. The Regional Democratic Council, of which I am chairman, has long championed the extension of public services for the Berbice River by expanding those available at Hururu, since residents would have pointed out over the past 3 years to yours truly that this community was the most appropriate to serve as a hub for the communities along the river. We wish to recall that we brought to the administration attention a detailed report back in 2020. It is unfortunate that they did not pursue it then. But we welcome the construction of a secondary school to serve the students from the Berbice River, as is the commitment to utilize forest products and labor and expertise residents in the communities as we have long advised. We also look forward to the expansion of the teachers' hostel at Hururu simultaneously with the construction of the school, ensuring that the personnel needs are addressed in a timely manner as well. For too long, the people of the Berbice River, residents, professionals, young professionals have been suffering under the People's Progressive Party government. The council would like to point out that there is still much that has not been addressed from our report of 3 years ago. However, including the establishment of a hub for the operation of the river ambulance from Hururu instead of from Kokwani. And since locating the service in this community brings it closer to those in need. As many of you are aware, the Hururu community is midpoint of the Berbice River. And so should a health situation, a crisis occur, residents would have informed us since 2020, when I became regional chairman, that they are more comfortable, and they would have recommended that the ambulance, the water ambulance that was made available under the APNU-AFC government, be stationed at Hururu, so that if there is a need for a patient, let's say at Ibini, that needs the service, they can either decide whether to go to New Amsterdam or whether it is at Hururu and they're closer, based on the judgment of the healthcare workers, to come to Kokwani. That is a decision that they are prepared to make on the spot. And so these are things that the communities, the very people who we are elected to serve, would have recommended. The other issue that would complement this development is that residents would have also requested that a doctor be stationed at Hururu Health Facility, another project that was constructed under the coalition government for the first time in the Berbice River. They would have seen the construction of a health facility. They are pleading with this administration, and we have made representation for a doctor now to be placed there to provide services to the people who need it the most. Note, the various public facilities along the Berbice River suffer from a lack of guards and personnel in many instances, presenting a need for the engagement of these services to ensure a permanent presence of security forces, and have recommended that this facility be housed as well at Hururu. Residents, there is also the pressing issue of the rehabilitation and upgrade of the internet system provided by the National Data Management Authority. You would recall that it was under the APNU AFC for the first time that internet connectivity and access to information came through the robust representation of the then policymakers. We have seen a deterioration in that connectivity. And so this goes against the backdrop where we believe that the government's intention is to deny residents of up-to-date and ready access to information because they intend to keep them, one, in poverty and to keep them receiving the propaganda that is oftentimes meted out on the national communications network. We have exhausted several letters, several avenues where we wrote numerous letters and other approaches were taken by the RDC to have these systems fixed. They have been completely ignored by the agencies responsible. Residents from all of the communities along the Berbice River voiced their concern at the lack of maintenance of these systems to support their work. Students, teachers, especially in the education sector, who have to submit reports in the health sector. The ministry requires healthcare workers and other professional staff to submit reports on cases that may be affecting the communities along the Berbice River. But if there is no access to information, access to the internet, there is a delay in this information being received and a response in the case of emergencies. A final project that the president has not yet addressed, that the RDC has highlighted for years now, is the need for significant funding to be allocated for the completion of the farm-to-market road between Millie's Hideout and Kimbia. We are aware, and you know, residents, that over 300 million was invested in that project to empower our food security. And it was the very Minister of Finance who would have made a statement that we all disagree with, where he said that there are several other regions who have a comparative advantage to Region 10. We want to ensure that our food security is empowered in the Upper Demerara Berbice River. I would have personally visited the communities and saw many of the produce of the farmers spoiling on the ground. And so works on this corridor has virtually been stalled because this government does not want to empower the region's food security. The funds allocated and that we would have been receiving through the RDC can only now inch along the work, and in many instances would be expended simply maintaining the stretch that was already prepared by the APNU AFC government. And rather than advancing the project, we are left with a situation where we are not receiving funding. And even in the area when we attempt to do our own initiatives with our own resources, engaging persons in the diaspora and companies here to give support, we would have seen an attempt to steal an initiative here in that of the Farmers Market Day, which was initiated and started by this ninth council. Residents of the lower portion of the Berbice River are supported by the Regional Democratic Council with whatever little resources we have in their call to have this road funded in its entirety to support their agriculture efforts in a manner similar to the construction of the Takama Road. In closing, the Regional Democratic Council Region 10 has proposed the bridging of the Berbice River at Kokwani and Kimbia to support the economic efforts of the residents at these two locations, utilizing sections of the existing Demerara Harbor Bridge upon completion of the new bridge. These locations present minor stretches to be spanned, but this development would support tremendous economic gains for these areas. We encourage a feasibility study of this recommendation and the implementation of this input.
Welcome back, folks. Of course, that was Chairman of Regional Democratic Council Region 10, Darren Adams, walking us through several issues there, pushing back against these fake and false promises of the finale government. And you can hear from some citizens in those very areas. Hururu, Laudersville, Kukwani, you can hear some of them, Aichuni, Araima. They go in there and make a lot of promises. They ain't carry nothing in hand. Highest GDP, biggest GDP, fastest growing economy, high income country. But what does it say for the lives of the citizens being upgraded? Cost of living, standard of living going up. Nothing there, Sri Thomas. Read the comments. It says absolutely nothing. Faye and Debbie Collins, Chin Singh, Ingrid Crawford. Them boys ain't talking the language of the people at all. That was the opener there out of Regional Democratic Council, Region 10. Show some of the things we're tracking. Otherwise, folks, my God, you see the water coming through the tap. What's the water like coming through your tap, folks? We fed up. What is the water like coming through your tap? Shocking news out of Lagwan Secondary School. Shocking, folks. I see GCCI talking up now. Both gun and fall can't turn back though. Can't turn back. We can discuss some things, as I said, out of Region 10 in specific. Hururu, the hard-working vice chair and chairman, was on the ground with the vice chair yesterday, folks. As you know, those of you who watched our morning program, we ain't going back to things we show you this morning. We're going to show you other things, folks. See, a couple of them international bodies talking up now. A couple of them talking up now. So we got a couple of things to focus on, good folks. And that's the fight card. That's the fight card. Why not let us start you guys off with a snapshot of what happens internationally during the course of the day, some what happened regionally, and then we're going to circle back, folks. My Lord. We can circle back to the 592. Yeah. We're going to circle back to the 592. We know that the Australians have been very suspicious of the Chinese. Look down the road, you can see the Chinese, very, very suspicious. But we saw some engagements quite recently, and international commentators have been asking, are they healing wounds? Are they healing old wounds? The Australians don't trust the Chinese. They don't trust them. Well, they look as though they can be collaborating in several areas, folks. They look as though they're going to be collaborating in several areas. All right, where's our audio? Apologies there, folks. We're only saying that they look as though they're going to be cooperating in several areas. Our apologies there. Our apologies there. Ring the bell one time for those folks who got the patience. Ring the bell one time. So as I said, folks, the Australians and the Chinese look as though they're going to be collaborating. And that's what we're looking at. There's a healthy distrust of the Australians, of the Chinese, a very, very healthy distrust. And we're watching some recent engagements. We're watching some recent engagements, folks. Apologies there. We're watching some recent engagements. Yep. You pray for us. Good, folks. Pray for us. Look, story here. A man left to watch his 2-year-old cousin. He tried to circumcise the child. A 2-year-old cousin, while babysitting. Folks, you cannot impose your own views and so on people in this kind of way, Sharon Castillo. Severus Pride. Huh? Delight one, Gladys, Lester. And Severus Pride asking him the right question, why is Jagdio blocking the people with their amnesty at City Hall? Why is he doing that? Because the wicked stink and dirty. Like this fella here. The people left him to watch the children. He can try to circumcise the child. It's not your child. It's not your child. Don't do it. Don't do it. The people are always trying to force their views on you. Don't do it. Regionally, folks. Region, ouch. Feel that. Some of them talking about still a good circumcision. A good circumcision. Jagabats and trench crappos. Good circumcision. That's what they're missing. So I have a lot of problems in the life. A lot of problems. St. Kitts. Listen to this one now. It aims to be the first 4-minute city, and it has to do with cardiac arrest. They don't, you get into cardiac arrest, they're not aiming until you meet emergency room to defibrillator or so on. They want to make this almost universal. Soon as you're going to cardiac arrest, the citizenry must be so educated. Right? And the defibrillators must be so commonplace that the average citizen knows how to apply it. Hence, first 4 minutes, in the first 4 minutes of that heart attack, cardiac arrest, the average person should know what to do. Would we? A lot of people die from things that have been solved already, you know. Bigfoot, monkeypox, smallpox, a whole host of things. All problems already solved. And just for the want of that antidote, that elixir, people losing their lives. They're aiming, this is St. Kitts, to be the first 4 minutes. It has to do with applying cardiac arrest, almost immediately, applying the defibrillator rather, to cardiac arrest patient, almost immediately. Good luck on them with that. Good luck on that. You know, they're getting very savvy, tech savvy. We got to know how to bridge those divides. And finally, folks, some sad news in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. A 3-year-old lost his life after a wooden house he occupied with his family went up in the flames. This looks familiar. Our thoughts and prayers with them. This looks very familiar. Very, very, very familiar. Thoughts and prayers go to those folks. And of course, the only ones we come in the 5-9 of the 2. It's trouble. Once you get here, them boys, yeah, once you come, it's trouble. This whole animal farm we got, you know, because these boys believe all men are created equal, but some more equal than others. Some more equal than others. Once we get into the fine night fight, y'all know it's trouble in the dance. Once we get into trouble in the dance. Is that animals wrong here? Trouble in the dance, good folks. Trouble in the dance. Well, good to have all of you on the light side. Look at some of what we've covered. Take a look. Signs of the times, we look at this one. This man here has had a long history of problems with a daughter of his. We saw some issues in the newspaper where she took him to court for assault. And recently they got into a squall, a bitter argument, we're told. This is Linden. And later on they found Patrick Richardson hanging. Reportedly committed suicide. Right? Folks, you got family could drive you to them kinds of things. Huh? Mental health is real, you know. Mental health is real. Our thoughts and prayers. They said his family and his daughter and him had a very heated argument. And then they found Patrick Richardson of Linden, Region 10, hanging. Very, very sad news. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the community, friends and family. Our thoughts and prayers with them. Folks, mental health is real. Mental health is real. This fella here dep on it. This fella here, folks, he dep on it. Les Lillis, you tell me is we dep on. Janet Hopkinson's, now you tell me it's be upon. He upon it. Same thing. Same thing. Y'all want play y'all as bad boys. Folks say, why you look trouble easy for going to, you know. Easy for going to. And then we's left in it, you know. Joylin, Diane Alson Cortez, trouble very easy to go into. You remember the video that was circulated, went viral, of folks assaulting a soldier? We heard that the soldier went AWOL and the army was looking into the matter, right? Well, one of the fellas in that video was Roman Daniel Roberts, Roman Roberts, and he has been arrested. They've issued a wanted bulletin. My apologies there. The thing is right there, my lord. They've issued a wanted bulletin for Roman Roberts. Oh, you want to play bad boy? All right. Hickens and what's the fellow from the army's name? Coming after you now. Let's see how you feel. Wanted bulletin. What's the fellow from the army again? What's his name? I know some of you are bright. He doesn't really distinguish himself in any way. What's his name again? The fellow from the army. Ban Ki-moon, Lee something. What's his name? Same fellow. Coming after you now. Watch that. Trouble easy to get into. I know they are going to take it slow. We knew the army wouldn't take it like that. Trouble, folks, very easy. But see, coming out, that's the problem. That's the problem. It's the coming out part for us. That's all the trouble, you know. It's all the coming out part. It's easy to go into. Now we got police, soldiers, everybody. Irfan, Hickens, everybody looking for him. Roman Daniel Roberts. Try it now. Try with that. Well, look them boys. Folks, never a dull moment in this country. Here telling you? Never a dull moment in this country. Never. Jagabats and trench crapos. Hittites. Hippocytes. Whole pack of them. It's a whole animal farm. A whole animal farm. I can see them jagabats swimming out tonight. I can see them trench crapos swimming out tonight, folks. My God, this country in a free fall, you know. It's in a free fall. And that's why we told the folks at Hururu, don't succumb to the nonsense they're telling you. Don't succumb to it. Promises. I heard one man said this last evening, all now, still in Laudersville talking with citizens there. Man said, "Get right now to fools." Just like that. I listened to this piece of truth. No one truth hit you. Get right now to fools. Of course, you got a couple left still. Boredness. You know, the big head one. So you got a couple left. Right? Stinker. They got a couple of them left. The man said, "Get right now to fools." People getting wise. Fool me once. Fool me twice. Sharon Castillo, Jennifer. That's what he said. Latoya Spencer. Fool me once. Fool me twice. He said, we ran out of fools. I ponder upon this thing. Remember how Mary pondered those things in her heart? Well, I ponder upon those things. And I said to myself, this man here, speak a truth. He said people getting wise. We say differently. Desmond Harris, we say differently. We say you're big. we big. But we got sense. Christopher George, Marcy Agard, Ethelyn Peters, we got a turtle flesh. We keep well. We settle night you 1 2 times. Right? Sometimes after the full package, we jump through a window or two. Right? A Guinness and 2 beers, or a beer and 2 Guinness, full package. Fried rice and a Cokes. Jump through a window, but we still looking good. We take night shoe 1 and 2. We big. But we got sense. You see these people we got to deal with here? A different kettle of fish. A different kettle of fish, folks. A different kettle of fish. The Lord don't sleep. Let me start here. Father, blackout. Folks, you don't have Dindial, right? Barrett Dindial. There's Dindial Barrett. Whatever the fellow's name was. He was a tadpole cricketer. It's a hybrid. Right? He's a hybrid. That's what I tell you. He was a hybrid. That's what they say. Folks, we get him plenty blackouts under him. Plenty. Right? He's a trench crappo. Plenty. No. Since Anil gonna take over, my God. Like, it's where they bring you from. Here you buy all them old scrap iron generators. But you know, Nijman, where they get you from? But you know, you see for a little bit. Hope you're good, brother. Ras Ricardo is where they get you from. Cash. Where they get cash from? Must cash you out of here. Cash Nandalal is where they get you from. My God. Blackout, blackout. How many times today you had blackout? Put a number in for me. How many times for the day? Who's that about the blackout? How many times? Blackout, blackout, blackout. I hope we can blackout. Let me talk too fast. All the time you can't run a business like that. Even some of the friends rising up. We can talk about that just now. Blackout. We can talk about that just now. And here the dream they're selling us. Like Susan Rodriguez and the other one. Here the dream they're selling us. It's really fat one name. What's the fella name? And house in there? Colin, where have you name, man? It's like them dreams they're selling it. Here they're trying to sell. Here they're trying to bust me back this good night. Blackout should ease by mid-December. Blackout should ease by mid-December. They told me this since they come in. It's which December? That's the question they got asked. 2024, 2025, 2026. Which December? Jagabats. Which one? Which one? Hold your horses. Is which one? Which December? Oh, which December? That's what you pay would have us understand. Jesus. If you had $1,000 for every time they try to sell you a dream, they out here selling dreams. It's not power. It's not a power company. It's a dreams company. They said by mid-December, just in time for Christmas Day. Like push on to the 24th, 25th. My God. Now we've made to understand today some key businesses were calling to a meeting with GPL. Right? Them boy carry champagne, we heard. Hold on. Them boy carry champagne. We heard them boys carry all kinds of things because they're about to now celebrate. Right? We hear men walk on this meeting red, vexed, upset. Out of this meeting, we even saw the Georgetown Chambers of Commerce issue a statement like they went in the meeting too. The short of it, good folks, right? Here's the plan. Remember, we got the plan, right? They got a plan. Here's the plan. 6 hours of blackout. That's what they're saying. Or is it more? From about 4 o'clock in the afternoon to about 12 o'clock in the night, blackout for them. How you can run a country like that? How we can solve a problem like earphone? Like that, that's what I want to know. How we can solve a problem like earphone? How? Robert King, Desiree Manuel, Auntie Sandra Hanover. How we can solve a problem? How we can run a country? When these jacobats and trench crappers, how? They said between 4 and 12 in the night, 4 in the afternoon, and 12 in the night, blackout for them. Huh? My God, folks, people are coming out. Incremental growth in this sector. Blackouts became a thing of the past. Now it's in your present and it will be in your future. In your present and your future. GPL said by mid-December. Never by midweek. Mid-December, folks. 4 or 5 times a day. Blackout. People checking, spoiling. How are you going to buy meat for the Christmas? How are you going to buy meat for your pepper like that? You pickle pork. You this, you that. With these jagabats in charge. Huh? It's now we should call a snap election. Wicked, stinking, dirty, Sharon Castillo says. It's now we should call it. Here but snap election. It's now we should call it. Animal farm. It's now we should call that snap election. If y'all think they're so popular and everything nice, y'all call it now. Blackout. We're going to circle back to this. So GPL today said by mid-December, right? They sell in the dreams. By mid-December, things will come back nice. We're going to circle back to that. We're going to circle back to that. Look story here now. Apologies, folks. That's where you're sticking from. You know what's that, folks? When the graphics in. You know what's that? My Lord. My Lord. When the country not working right, how do you solve a problem like the PPP? How? How do you solve a problem? Great folks like the PPP. I was telling you all this morning, and I say it again. Guyanese are generally a hospitable people. Generally a hospitable people. We as a peaceful people. Struggling, we struggle. Right? We's not anyhow in all sorts, you know. And so, humiliating the Venezuelans, it's not in with blood. We can defend every blade of grass, of course. Every blade of grass can be defended. But we don't believe in treating people any and anyhow. That is not who we are as a people. And so we condemn it when we see it. We condemn it when we see it, and too many rumors are going around about Venezuelans being humiliated, stripped, and all kinds of nastiness and nonsense. We condemn that foolishness. Police have arrested a Peters Hall man. Arrested him, they said, in connection to an incident where 2 Venezuelan nationals were made to strip naked and walk the road after being accused of being thieves. Ahmed Ali of Peters Hall arrested. Ahmed don't do foolishness. Right? Don't let the phobias take you over. We have a disagreement with the Venezuelans concerning the border. It's a big one too. It's a controversy. We disagree. This land is ours historically from 1899. I carry back right to 1499. But this is not who we are as a people. It is not. It is not who we are. Don't let's go here, folks. It's not who we are at all. Money government. This is the anthem of the government now. This is the anthem of them boys. We are making them bangles. We are making them bangles. Because some of you are going to make it the wrong way. Money have to make. Big up people in the living room. You know? This body cutting deal. That body cutting deal. Running station. Washington. Money got to make. Them boys send it wrong. Money got to make. Look story here now. Chinese are the greatest people in the world. The greatest, innovative people in the world. We in all sectors, in 4 different lands, in the commanding arms of the economy. Yep. We all over. We all over. Ready? We all over. But look story now. Bank fraud. Right? It's bank frank or bank. It's bank fraud. See what I tell you? Can't go help these days. Somebody getting fight tonight. Bank fraud. Now, here's what we're being told. Butcher Ryan Gopal, Tulsi Ram Rampasad, they've been charged. Look for what? Defrauding Citizens Bank at the ATM. At their ATMs. They come up with some ingenious plan, folks. Some ingenious plan them boys come up with. You hear me? Bank fraud. I want us to switch that. We want to get the right thing. We want to get the right things, folks. That bank fraud. While you're partner with us. while you're partner with us, good folks, we want to make sure we get the right things. We promise valid and credible information, and I ain't want to deviate too far. You know how? We might deviate a little bit. But I ain't want to go too far. Them boys said bank fraud. Right? You think they're easy? Folks, this town ain't easy. It is not for the faint-hearted. Right? It is absolutely not. Absolutely not for the faint-hearted. So let's change that quickly, folks. Not for the faint-hearted. Bank fraud. That's what them boys trying with me. Please remember to pardon us. Unfortunately, we don't run out of water. And there's several ways in which you can do so. We've run nobody here. Valid, credible information all the time. Valid, credible information. So that's what it is, folks. Some ingenious way. That's the kind of people we are. Innovative. Butcher Ryan Gopal. Tulsi Ram Rampasad. Money got from Mac. You think it's them alone? Yeah? Like they sell the patent to somebody, because we saw also John Mercurius charged with the same thing. Defrauding the bank ATM. So racket running. You see why we got trust issues? People in the bank rob you. People outside the bank rob you. But I'm grateful that Citizens Bank spot them boys early. Spot them. It's animal farming. It's animal farm. I am happy that Citizens Bank spot them very early. Took action. High-tech robbery. High-tech robbery, folks. Think easy. A look story here now. Education in this country, problems, you know. Education in this country in problems. It begs the question, we're working in this country. Yeah? What is working in this country? Anything working in this country, folks? I'm asking you, anything working in this country? Look story, you know. Like one secondary school, 2 students, they say, were injured. They were injured from sparks from an electrical wire in school, you know. You send your children to school. This is not, what's the class? Electrical engineering class or what have you. You would expect them to get electrocuted. Sparks can burn them. Like 1 second. Anything in this country working? Anything working? Nothing are working. Of course, our thoughts and prayers are with these students. We hope they get well soon. Yeah. Injured. Sparks flying. Folks, injured. Our thoughts and prayers are with them. For information, we want you all to know. Look story now. The OAS has been briefed, and they have said publicly Venezuela, don't do it, Venezuela. I know it, Mark, you're blushing, but whatever. Don't do it. We also saw the Commonwealth Secretary General making a statement, a positive statement in our defense. And we're grateful. The Organization of American States, and then you have Commonwealth as well, of which we're a member of the Commonwealth. But you know, we saw made a statement recently. The Shadow Minister of Foreign Affairs, and I love what she said, because it's something we've been discussing. Yes, we stand with the government in defense of our territorial integrity. But don't come wrong with funny PPP. It's because of their blunders several times that we even hear. That we even hear. And so we were happy when we heard Amanzo put in some of it into perspective. Amanzo, the Honorable Member of Parliament, Amanzo Walton Desir, took to social media recently. Here's some of what she said.
Engineer is not to stir up fear. I've been very, very clear. I expect that we will treat these people with the dignity befitting a human being. If they have engaged in a crime, there is the police. And as we run this issue of police, I want you all to notice what Barry Jagdeo does. He takes decisions, and when there's fallout from those decisions, he blames everybody but himself. If you recall, time Policia appeared on the sides of
They're trying with us, but we're not having it. We can run it from the top. They're trying with us, but we're not having it, folks. The Shadow Minister of Foreign Affairs, Amanzo Walton, is here on this very issue of Venezuela, the Venezuelans who are with us, and the Jagabats in the PPP, and holding them to account as well. Take a look, folks, and take a listen.
do we understand what is happening? And my intention is not to stir up fear. I've been very, very clear. I expect that we will treat these people with the dignity befitting a human being. If they have engaged in a crime, there is the police. And as we run this issue of police, I want you all to notice what Barry Jagdeo does. He takes decisions, and when there's fallout from those decisions, he blames everybody but himself. If you recall, when the first time Policia appeared on the sides of the police vehicles, Guyanese were like, what? Because the ordinary average Guyanese could have understood what that meant. If you recall, they doubled down on that position. We warned then that it was going to be a problem. Now that it has manifested itself into a problem that is clearly out of his hand and his control, he has thrown Hickins and Ben under the bus. Because that is what he does. He creates a problem, and then it's everybody else's fault. You see it when with the big project that he invested in, the Skeldon Sugar Factory, Amala Falls, etc. You see it there. It is always somebody else's fault. And you know what? They continue to do this. And should this situation exacerbate further, the friends, the family, and favorites will hop on a plane. And it is the ordinary, poor, hard-working Guyanese that will be left here to face the consequences. So I'm not prepared to stay silent anymore, because this is nonsense. And we will keep talking about it until Barry Jagdeo repudiates that video publicly, because his image, etc., has been used. And if he did not say that, he must come out and say so. 50% of your population as scapegoat is tantamount to treason. And I have no apologies about saying that. This matter is grave. This matter is important. What we see manifesting is the anxiety that Guyanese feel because our leaders are silent. This is the time for the PPPC administration to demonstrate their commitment to this one quote-unquote Guyana that they somehow have picked as their political motto. And there should be collaboration across the board. Because if we could stand together on Venezuela, why can't we stand together to make the lives of the ordinary Guyanese better? Why? What prevents us from doing it? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
What prevents us from doing that is the wicked people in the PPP. I was looking for my cue there. What prevents us from doing that? There's the wicked people in the PPP. Yeah. The Jagabats and the transcript, but the wicked people. So let us close, folks, where we began. Because we deal with things on multiple fronts. The Venezuelans at the borders, enemies without and enemies within. Foreign and domestic. As I said, everyone running Hururu. But the people haven't been satisfied. A lot of corruption. One of the things the folks pointed out, when the vice chairman, who is not being paid a salary, Irfan, because he's on the ground and calling them out. Calling them out. So they're victimizing him the same way they didn't pay me my parliamentary salary for close to a year. That's how they try to hit you, economically. Carry you to court, sue you, withhold your salary and all kinds of things. You see? So they didn't pay him yet as vice chair. But you're on the ground working more hard. And we were there in Hururu listening to the corruption. Millions upon millions of dollars going missing. The road cost 24 million. The billet was for 24,000. Falling apart. Folks, listen to some of the citizens we heard from in Hururu when we were there. We meet in Lauderdale yet, It's so much to cover. Take a look, folks. Take a listen. This is Hururu, Region 10, sub-region. You gotta bust up like if you're going to Kukwani. Bust down like you're heading through Araimo. And then you head up back, pass through Laudersville. Then you're at Hururu. You cross, you skip across the river, swim over. You're at Hururu. Listen to some of what the folks told us there. Happening on the ground with road building and contract and so on. Listen to some of it. As you close up.
The 28 million, right? We see it on news and everything. To the end of it, Mr. Bacchus had the contract with the teacher in a public meeting said that Mr. Bacchus only get $8 million to build the road. So it's only a $8 million road he could build out of the 24 million that given on the contract. Now, the time might be a little late, but if you see the culvert on the road is wood culvert, just cutting down the lag with a hole, and they put it into the ground as culvert. And we all know as big people, any contract that come in, it come in originally with steel, pipe, plastic, or what the case may be. And I am saying to you as a representative here, that any contract that come in this village, the scope of work must come to the village, come through force.
You must know who's the contractor.
You understand? We must know the contractor who come in, the scope of work, that the villagers could see what is on the scope of work. That if they're doing something wrong, they could be able to say, enlighten them that that is not on the scope of work. This is on it. And we need this to happen because we understand what is all about the scope of work.
But
So we've been cheated in all the contractors them who come here, fail to bring the scope of work so that we can able to see what is all about the job.
let me ask this question. Because someone called me and they told me the contractor that do this bridge or the village council some money. So they want to find out if the contractor was paid all his money.
I could give you a outline of that.
Who's the contractor? How the
Well, the contractor is Skinny is the contractor.
Skinny.
How much Skinny you know? He is the contractor. Because Skinny gave Victor Walker contract lately to follow up the place down there. Isn't that so, Brother Walker?
Many times, we as residents taking things for granted in our community. And this is one of the things causing an ongoing problem from time to time. You have Tishow come, Tishow go, Tishow come, and we get in problem, sending these problems down to the regional level, send it down to the international level, and we still do not get the kind of response we does really be looking for. And we all know that. If I have a line, I want y'all to tell me, you know, because when this thing come up, I don't want people to say it's Mr. Walker who go in and talk these things. This is something that bothering each and every one of us in this community. Up to the other day, just a few days back, Our Excellency and team went up here. Well, he didn't come to listen to concern that much, but he come to listen to more over development. And development is very, very important in our community, and we cannot ignore development. We have to accept development when it comes to us. So this time is the time when we have to share our concern. And our deepest concern, I want to start from the back road, because that was one of the points I missed to mention on that day. I listened to one of our comrades speak on the back road, but she didn't emphasize on it the way it's supposed to be emphasized on. All right, we listened to the first $5 million that's been given to us to work on the back road. The $5 million come, 2.5 draw to start working on the back road, and he had 2.5 remain, which we all know because they declared to us in several meetings. The last 2.5 that leave back, our Tishow tell us that he go and draw that money to pay for Baku, because we had a sum of money been still remaining for Baku. Is that true, resident? Let me hear y'all, because this is what declared to us in meeting. Good. Now, that money come to a close. We get another contract with the back road again, but this come to contractors from outside. Number one contractor who get the contract, handed down to number two contractor, and it returned to number three contractor, who was the last person to come and do the contract in the village. We made to understand that the last contractor that come to do the finishing touches on the road is that he didn't come to continue the road. He just come to recap the existing road that we had. When we get down to the business, we go by him, and that man embarrasses us because he is the boss. He tell me that we have no right to question he concerning the work he come to do. He just come to recap the road, and that is his job. When the recapping completed, he work done. When we find out, the man said that he only get 14 million, or how much million he get, and the money too small for coming and work in a swamp. So he just do what he had to do, and that 24 million, according to His Excellency a few days back, come to a close. When we look at our back road, we see that that road in matching for the amount of money that this government trying to put in our community. And we as residents, we just sit back and accepting them slam dash work that contractors coming to do in our village. And I don't feel comfortable about that at all. And I know most of us as residents, we don't feel comfortable about what's going on, but because, you know, Mr. Walker is the man who just come and talk up. Mr. Walker is the man with the bad mind in this community. That is how people got it. Mr. Walker is the man with the bad mind in the community. It's because he get bad mind or because he want to take somebody's position. But Mr. Walker don't want nobody's position. Mr. Walker wants to see things go the way it's supposed to be going. If the government say looking for transparency, we must look for transparency in our community. And that is what the government wants to see, transparency. So I am here to talk on the things that is not reaching up to us in the way it's supposed to. We get our monies coming to our community for community development. And as far as they get to understand that these monies spending without proper receipt to back up the expenditure and to show how this money adding up for come to the total that it's supposed to be. We get $24 million coming to our community from the LCDS money for community development. We buy one skidder causing $15.3 million. Some receipts showing these monies, but how confidential these receipts are, we don't really know. We get money being allocated for share house. When I get down to the bottom, I reach with PS in Georgetown. PS tell me that ministry donating some share house to the village along with some other entity. I cannot remember the entity, but along with some other entity. So they know that we get in a share house, but they don't know that we buy no share house. But I understand that the village already pay for a share house. So if so be the case, we expect 2 share houses in our community. Well, when this comes to materialize, then I'm going to verify for myself, and I think the rest of the residents are going to verify for truth. Yes, so we get 2 share houses in the community. From the LCDS money by 1, and we get donation from 2 entities, ministry and the other entity, another one. So we're supposed to be seeing 2 share houses. So when we look at all these things, we decide as a village to get on the ministry. So let ministry come into our community and let me get all these things sorted out in a simple way. We don't want to be blaming people and only hearing this and hearing that. We want to see things. We want to see how things happening. And that is what matters us, so that we can be sure that, yes, we have a council that demonstrating to us transparency. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are not here only to make complaint. We are here for verification. And when we sit down here this afternoon, we ain't see nobody showing up to help us to understand that what we asking for materializing, so that we as a people in this community could say, yes, we have people standing up for us. We don't want, when this team move off from here again, we've been forgotten about. Because on several occasions, most of the time, that is exactly what has happened to us in our community. They come and tell me nice thing, and we hear nice thing, and we feel good because we get people going to come and, want to deal with our business or our concern and help you out so that we can, get on track. We just feel good. But only to know that we just left undone. I don't want to say much because I think you got a lot of residents here who have concern.
Want to keep getting the best in the ring?
Let's fight.
Yes, you can help us to keep going by partnering with us through your contributions. And it's easy. Send us a daily, weekly, or monthly donation, whichever is most convenient to you. Cash App at $in-the-ring592, Zelle and PayPal in the ring592 at gmail.com, or WhatsApp us on 627-6963 for how to contribute via MoneyGram and Western Union and for MMG payments. Want to keep getting the best in the ring.
Let's fight.
Yes, you can help us to keep going by partnering with us through your contributions. And it's easy. Send us a daily, weekly, or monthly donation, whichever is most convenient to you. Cash App at $in the ring 592, Zelle and PayPal in the ring 592 at gmail.com, or WhatsApp us on 627-6963 for how to contribute via MoneyGram and Western Union and for MMG payments. Want to keep
Yep. That being said, folks, that's only a couple of the folks we showed you there. In one community, that was folks from Hururu. We ain't meeting a lot of really yet and hear their problems. But that's going to do it for us this evening, folks. Thanks for joining us at this end. That's the last bell. That's the last bell. That's the bell, folks. Edith Megan, thanks for joining us. Chin Sing Henry, thanks for joining us. Thanks to all of you folks who wished yours truly happy anniversary, and my darling wife. Give her a chance, it work out. I regret it. Thank you so much. And for my son also, who's celebrating his birthday. He got time and place. Little precocious self. Thank you all, folks, for your well wishes all day long. Andrew Griffith, we see you there. Kyle Bino and all the other folks joining us. That's going to do it for us at this end, folks. Hazel Chase, Carolyn, Yvonne, and Glennis, Joy Dotson, and all the other folks. Hazel Prince. Good to have you, Carolyn, Harley, and so folks, such and so folks. Such and such. Thanks for joining us tonight. That's our time. That's our program. Stay safe. Until, stay safe.